We want to be careful when we're working with percent questions. In this question, Patrick starts with $10. And although he gains $2 from his friend, which is 2 over 10, which is the same as 20 over 100, or 20%, we can say that he increased the amount of money that he had in his piggy bank by 20%. Now, students incorrectly assume that, okay, if we want to go sort of back to $10, the question asks us what percent of his money he needs to spend to go back to $10. Like, think, okay, if we went up by 20, we should also go down by 20%, right? And this would be good intuition, but unfortunately, it doesn't really work. Because now he has $12, and if we take 20% of 12, that is not $2. And we can do that real quick because 20% is 1/5. Do 1/5 of $12. I mean, we don't need to get the actual number, but this is definitely not $2. It's a little bit more than $2. In fact, it's about $2.40. Which means if he spent 20% of his money, he would be left with $9.60, which is definitely not what he started with. So what does this mean? Does this mean we can't go backwards? We have to do some new formula for percents? Not necessarily. All we have to do is really understand what's going on when we're going from 10 to 12 in terms of percents. And although we said it was 10 to 12 is 20% increase, what we really want to do is think about mathematically, what does that mean? Well, mathematically, when we do percents, we do something like 10 times 1.2. We have a 20% increase. It's the same as saying 10 plus 20% of 10, which is really just saying 10 times 1.2. So if we're going from 10 to 12, what we're really doing is doing 10 times 1.2 to get to 12. How can we do the opposite of 10 times 1.2? Well, the opposite of that would be, if we're multiplying by 1.2, then to go back, we should divide by 1.2. Okay? And that's exactly what we do. You do 12 divided by 1.2 would actually get you 10. But mathematically, what does it mean to divide something by 1.2? How do I sort of convert that in terms of what percent Patrick needs to spend? Well, let's think about what 12 divided by 1.2 looks like. 12 divided by 1.2 looks something like this. Okay? You can basically think of this as 12 times 10 over 12. And so in this case, if we're going 12 times 10 over 12 does get you 10, then what percent are we changing it by? It will be 12 times whatever the percent 10 over 12 is. And if we put that in our calculator, 10 over 12 is going to be about 83%. And so that means that in order to go from 12 to 10, we need to decrease our amount or spend 17%. Basically, if you're taking 83% of something, that's the same as spending 17% of what you had. Okay? And we can also see this if you remember your percent decrease formula. You do 12 minus 12 times about 0.17 would be equal to 10. And again, this is the same as 12 times 0.83. So percents are pretty tricky. Go ahead and try this problem and see if you really understand how to work with percents.